Let's unbox and test the IMALENT LD70 Everyday Carry Flashlight, which IMALENT claims is the brightest mini flashlight. We're going to test this light outside, so I don't want to give away too much, but this light is awesome. So before we get into the review, if you like high-end outdoor equipment and lights, or funny shorts and memes, please hit the subscribe. Although I have other review platforms, my channel is brand new, but we're cranking out the content and keeping it entertaining, so I don't think you'd be disappointed if you subscribe. I do buy all of my own equipment with my own money, and I only take discounts that are readily available to everyone else. In this case, I paid $59.95 plus tax for this light. Alright, on with the review. This little light actually looks like a tactical battery, and that's what we've been calling it, the IMALENT Tactical Battery. Though it also kind of reminds me of a jet lighter, if you know what I'm talking about. And it comes in a very nice box. I know the box just sits on a shelf, but this is a nice looking box. And the packaging often sets the stage for how a person feels about what's inside, especially if you're giving this to someone as a gift or for someone who may not know as much about flashlight brands and lumen outputs and candela and light emitting diodes and laser excited phosphors and ANSI standards. If you knew everything I just said, then you're a flashaholic too. So this light is about the diameter of a quarter. It's just almost exactly or just barely under an inch in diameter and just barely over 3 inches long. IMALENT lists its weight as 87 grams or 3.07 ounces. My light confirms this, hitting 3.1 ounces on my scale. The light also has a quadruple press lockout feature. So this tiny little light boasts a max output of 4,000 lumens, and it's so tiny. It comes with a manual, which I'll never read, as well as a proprietary magnetic charging cable and a lanyard. And congratulations, IMALENT. Your lanyard is one of the few that did pass the torture test. I don't know if it comes across well in these videos or not, but I rip the devil out of these lanyards, and I'm a fairly strong guy. Most lanyards rip apart. The IMALENT website states that this light is also supposed to come with O-rings, but I didn't get any in my package, nor do I see any obvious way to get this light apart. It's powered by an 18350 1100 mAh battery, which is built in. I don't know if it could be easily opened or opened up without damaging the light and voiding the warranty. Some other guys were discussing this on a flashlight forum and they've arrived at the same conclusion. Best to leave it closed until it quits. So I chose to buy the gold light, but so far I've seen this light in 8 different colors. The standard black as well as the gold, blue, green, red, purple, royal blue, and military green. I know the color isn't going to make the light any brighter, but it's kind of fun being able to have a personalized touch on the light here. It certainly does make the light stand out against the 150 other flashlights. Actually, I might be getting closer to 200 lights now. Here's a piece of advice if you're married. Never count your flashlights. It's best not to know that little piece of information. Remain in ignorance and then you have some plausible deniability when it comes up in conversations. The LD70 has a nice display, reminiscent of the Nightcore displays. It will tell you the battery state, the lock state, and how many lumens it's putting out. Its outputs start at 20 lumens, which has a 15-hour runtime, and then they increase from 20 to 200, then to 900, then to 2000, and then to 4000. The turbo and high modes will downshift to 900 lumens and keep going for another 38 or 39 minutes on a charge. I will add, in my testing, the light never downshifted. And this light has an IPX8 rating, so perfect water rating, submersible to 2 meters, and the drop test rating was for 1.5 meters. The light does not have a magnetic feature to it. And we will test this outside. The candela rating is 10,350, and the throw is listed as 203 meters, or almost exactly 666 feet, but let's say 666.01 just to feel safe about it. The light is floody, it has some reach, but it is a flood. If you watch the testing, the 100-foot tree is lit, the 200-foot tree is dimmer, and then on the third test, which sweeps across, the trees in the distance background, they remain dark. Overall, I like almost everything about the light, but there are 2 things which I absolutely do not like. One is that I cannot replace the battery, or at least not easily. So I know that once the battery starts wearing out, I've lost my light. The second thing I dislike is the proprietary magnetic charging, and I dislike this on two levels. The first is that I prefer a more ubiquitous method of charging, such as a USB-C. I don't want to get stuck buying proprietary parts if I lose. The second thing I dislike is the proprietary magnetic charging, and I dislike this on two levels. The first is that I prefer a more ubiquitous method of charging, such as a USB-C. I don't want to get stuck buying proprietary parts if I lose a cable, or in order to have a spare, or if one breaks. And the second level of dissatisfaction with the charging occurred when I went to charge this light. The cable kept pulling the light over, and it takes a certain finesse to get the light stable and connected correctly without the cable fighting against this tiny lightweight flashlight. Other than those two drawbacks, I wish it was magnetic, but overall the light is awesome, and I do like it a lot, and I do feel that it is worth the price of 60 bucks. Alright, and that's it for the review, and again, this is the part where I beg you to subscribe and like. Either way, I hope to see you on the next one. Cheers.